Breaking news out of Millcreek. At least 24 apartments have been destroyed and many displaced after a large fire. Unified Fire Authority tells us that it was started by a man who was mowing his yard this afternoon.
We have team coverage for you this afternoon. Fox 13 News reporter Spencer Joseph is live at the scene. He is going to tell us what you have been hearing. Spencer.
Yeah, Bob, at this hour, there are just a lot of people coming home to find their homes were engulfed in flames. They've lost a lot of belongings. We're here not only just a little bit away from that apartment complex, but right next to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints ward that has been somewhat converted and opened up into a Red Cross shelter. A lot of individuals whose homes have now been destroyed are staying here. Now, we want to kind of pan a little bit to the right where you could see this is a big open field where a lot of vegetation was. The majority of the flames when we got on scene were coming from this area and from the area of the carport heading towards the apartment complex. Now, as you zoom in on that apartment complex, you can see that fire crews are still hitting it with everything they have. As the smoke still lingers heavy in the air, Bob and Robin, it's it is a solemn sight to see the blackened building there that we now know is 24 homes, 24 people's lives. In fact, probably many more than that people's lives. As we've been talking to people, their first thought was getting their pets out. The first thought was getting their families out. A lot of them had a plan, but in an emergency scenario like this, time it just seems to go by so quickly, and they just grab whatever they can, whatever they feel like they can in those moments. We also heard from Unified Fire crews on scene, a lot of them saying this is unlike anything they've seen before, where a lawnmower sparks a small vegetation fire that grows to a large vegetation fire that then spreads to several buildings, destroying people's homes, just escalating and escalating through this and resulting in a terrible, terrible situation. I believe we have some sound from individuals, and we want to let you listen in on some of those that we've interviewed here on scene. Take a listen.
The fire was so quick, I couldn't grab the emergency bags. So after that, plan B is everyone gets out. Everyone stays alive.
Yeah, everyone gets out. Everyone stays alive. I've covered many things like this in my news career, but there's something to be said of just the tears and the heartfelt nature of these people coming home. There's nothing like it. And that raw emotion, it's heartbreaking. It is truly heartbreaking on this scene as these people are coming home to find their lives uprooted. But thankfully that we've heard so far, not only from fire crews, but from those individuals, that they were able to get everyone out safe. Again, we're still waiting for a final confirmation on that from fire crews. But at this point, at least from the individuals we've talked to on scene that were able to get out, they were able to get their children out, their spouses out, their loved ones out, and their animals out at this point. So we're going to continue to ask those questions on scene. We are hoping to get an update soon. I've heard some things about first responders giving us an update here on this scene, but of course you'll be the first ones to know when we get that, and of course we'll take it on air and online. Bob, Robin, back to you.
Spencer, before we let you go, you were our first reporter on scene, and you have watched the evolution of this entire major fire this afternoon. Do you feel like, from what you are seeing, that we are on the back end now, and that we're in the mop-up stages, and this thing, they've got their arms around it now?
Bob, absolutely. And in fact, I would say for at least the last hour, it's felt like that, which is very, very good news on scene. I'll go ahead and step aside again. As you can see, actually fire crews have taken down this hook and ladder, this very large fire engine right in the middle of this road, has been one of the primary ones that's been fighting this fire. Fire crews have just taken that down. They may be trying to reposition it, but again, this is the first time they've even had the ability to take it down. As you can now see that building for hours when I was here. Bob, you were kind of asking me at one point, what's beyond this carport? And even on scene, I couldn't make it out. And that's maybe 200 or 300 feet away from me. That's how thick this smoke was. Now, as that smoke has cleared, you could definitely see it. The flames are extinguished, the smoke still lingering in the air, but heavy, as people are starting to piece together what they're going to do next, I think, is the biggest thing. And you could see fire crews and police officers still on scene, still now shaking hands and coordinating still efforts. This is still an active scene, of course it is, but Bob, to answer your question, I do think they have a very good handle on this now, where a few hours ago when I first got here, definitely did not.
Yeah.
It looks like it. A lot of work ahead for everyone involved. Spencer, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We're now going to head over to Fox 13 News reporter Ben Winslow, who was also live at the scene. Ben, tell us about the impacts of public utilities right now.
Yeah, behind me here, this is Salt Lake City Public Utilities land. You can see where, they're doing some mop up there. The firefighters are still trying to put out some hot spots. So this is from what Salt Lake City Public Utilities tells us is there's an artesian spring here, but this really isn't used for drinking water supply. As you know, Salt Lake City Public Utilities supplies a lot of water to a lot of the Salt Lake Valley. They are still looking into the cause. It is possible that it originated on their property here, which is used for equipment and things like that, and then of course spread to the apartments that you see over there in the distance there. Salt Lake City Public Utilities says that they certainly may have had someone working on property designed coincidentally enough to prevent fires such as this, where you heard Unified Fire Authority say they believe it was a lawnmower sparking that caused that. I spoke to the deputy director of Salt Lake City Public Utilities a short time ago. Let's play back a portion of what he had to say.
This is definitely our property, and I do not know what has started the fire yet. We're still doing an investigation to understand that.
Did it originate on Salt Lake City Public Utilities property?
It does appear that way, yes.
Unified Fire told us it was someone maybe working with a lawnmower. Was there work going on at the time to maybe, I don't know, deal with grass or something like that?
That's what I've understood too, or been told. I have not been able to confirm that, or talk to the crews this afternoon that were out here.
So again, a lot of this still under investigation at this point, and this is probably going to be under investigation for some time. From what we understand, from what we have been told by Salt Lake City Public Utilities, of course, no impacts to the drinking water supply. Back to you.
All right, Fox 13 News, Ben Winslow, thank you so much. Did you notice the good sign behind Ben? And that was the fire truck that was leaving the scene.
Yes.
That is
have not seen that in the last 3.5 hours.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't. That is good news. Well, Fox 13 News reporter Mark Blaine joins us now. And Mark, where are you and what are you seeing? Oh.
Excuse me, we will be going to Carolina Hassett, who is also on. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Robin, Bob, there is a lot of cleanup happening behind me. The main thing that I can see and I can smell is the smoke that's still in the air. I'm gonna kind of step out of the way. You guys can kind of see what's going on behind me. This firefighter has been on this ladder spraying into the field for quite some time now. Now, we spoke to a resident who had already evacuated her home. She lived in the condos kind of nearby where the apartment happened. We spoke to her on Zoom. She said that she had heard the mower, and when she went out on her patio to look, she said the entire field was engulfed in flames. She chose to leave her house, but she currently does not know the status of the condos. How well, that's kind of what we've been hearing, is the unknown. A lot of residents we spoke to don't 100% know what's going on, if their home's okay. There's a lot of unknown going on right now. And also the grass that I'm standing on, it's very dry, it's very hot out here, so not a good formula when it comes to a fire. Now, we'll have more on her story tonight, and we'll keep you updated both on air and online. For now, we're going to send it back to you.
All right, Fox 13 News reporter Carolina Hassett. Now let's get to Mark Blaine. Mark, where are you and what can you tell us?
Bob, we're in the parking lot outside the evacuation center. We'll take a look at the fire as you guys were mentioning a few moments ago, it looks like they are definitely getting a handle on the fire. The smoke is dissipating some, and so that's good news. Now, you know, throughout the course of the day, we've just heard a lot of heartbreaking stories. I was inside the evacuation center a short time ago, talking with residents of the apartment complex. I spoke to one woman who was in tears, and she was sharing how she was alerted to the fire. She was at work and received a text alert, and so obviously right away she got on the road to head over here. Unfortunately, she was not able to get to her apartment unit.
Yeah, at this point,
She was broken up and upset about the fact that she had 2 cats in her unit, and obviously those cats have been lost because her unit, she was telling us, was lost. One of the 24 units lost in the fire. The thing is, she said that Monday through Thursday, she works at home. It's only on Fridays where she goes into the office. And she told us she'll never be able to forgive herself. Just one of the many touching and heartbreaking stories here. Again, as you guys have been telling our viewers at this point, no known injuries. So that's good news, at least to this point. I'll send it back to the studio.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. And our heart goes out to that poor lady who lost her cats in this fire.
It's awful. It's awful. Real life is what we're seeing in real time.
Yeah, we are. Before we go to break, I just want to say we've gotten a media advisory and a news release from Millcreek City. Mayor Jeff Silvestrini and the Millcreek City Council expressed their deep concern for the residents affected by this fire. Quote, "Our thoughts are with those who have been displaced by this tragedy. We are incredibly grateful for the swift response from Unified Fire Authority, Unified Police Department, and other mutual assistance from agencies from around the valley, Salt Lake County Emergency Management, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and the American Red Cross." And of course, they ask that you avoid the area for now while the emergency crews are still on scene wrapping things up.
And that's right. They've got a lot of work ahead of them, and they want everyone to stay safe. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks so much for joining us. It is 5:19 on this Friday, where we have been taking a look at this fire that has been burning in Millcreek since about 1:40 this afternoon. 2 complexes with 24 units are gone, as all of those families are looking for shelter tonight. They have somewhat contained the fire, but it has been a difficult one to attack for many different reasons, many things that contributed to the feeling of this fire.
Yeah, the wind being one of them, of course, and we'll get an update from Dina Friedman in just a few minutes as to a full weather forecast. But you are looking at a live picture of the smoldering of this fire. But here is the silver lining. Number one, we don't know of anybody who was hurt. We do know that one lady who lost her cats. But here's the other good thing, and you saw it just a second ago, and you were looking at it just now. Hello, Sterling, you're on the air. And that is the fire trucks. The fire trucks are now leaving the scene. The one that we started this segment on was just sitting idle, and then you saw another fire truck leaving the scene. Those are both really good signs
Yes.
after this devastating fire.